Hey guys, good morning. The sun is rising. It's Sunday today, almost mid-December, and today we are on the construction site to continue the work on our XPS thermal isolation, preparing it for hydroisolation. We got still a problem with water from the melting snow, so not the best. We really need to do something about this road, lift the level or something. But anyways, we got a frosty morning. You can see the frost is still on the boards, the sun hasn't hit them yet. And let me show you what we'll be doing today. So I've brought this pretty humongous spatula. This is for finish work on elevation, the exterior of the house. And we'll use this to spread around the glue, the final layer of the glue on the thermal. You can see Paolo has been putting the first layer on. He's been using a smaller spatula, but we still got some at the back of the house that needs the net, and then we want to put on the second layer so it's very nice and even, and prepare it for next week, for Monday and Tuesday, because somebody listened to my wishes, my birthday wishes, and we got a forecast of really nice weather next week. I think 7 degrees on Monday and 12 degrees on Tuesday, and then 555 towards the end of the week, and no negative degrees in the night. So it's a really good time to put on some hydroisolation, which is water-based, which would normally freeze in the negative and get corrupted and broken, stuff like that. So the good weather is really cool, but we gotta have everything prepped for maybe Monday and Tuesday, possibly only Tuesday, because we really need to put on 2 layers. So you gotta put on 1 layer in the morning, wait for it to dry. Maybe it will dry the same day, put on the second layer. If we would do it on Tuesday, maybe put one on Monday and the other on Tuesdays, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But in general, it's like a wish come true for me, that it's still not like -20 and, you know, killing it. I can see some snow falling, but well, enough of me rambling on. Let's mix up some glue and get to work. So we're at the back of the house, and this is where Pavel left off. I just put on this for a trial if it's smooth enough. And you can see this is last time, so I think Friday. And you can see these parts are still a bit wet. This is where the seam is between the panels, and basically there's a bit more glue on this. So before we put the hydroisolation on, it would be good for all of this to be dry. But we'll do the best we can with what we got. So that's roughed out, and let's take the bigger spatula and give this a once over and see what happens. Oh yeah. Is really good at taking out a lot of material and making a very thin layer. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be good for the second layer also. So you gotta get this nice and even, and with one person it can be a bit tricky. But everything can be done. Now it's time to move the bigger spatula and even things out. So there's no rough spots. Right here, this looks really awesome. And remember, if it doesn't work out perfectly, this is just the foundation, it's going to be buried, so no big deal. And also we're going to come back with a second layer to smooth everything out. So I'm mounting the XPS panels on the front of the garage. I did some calculations and basically I got too few panels. So I'm using these spacers that came with the shipping as shipping support for the whole packages. And they're also made out of the same material. I'm just lacking maybe 10 centimeters. So I'm putting them down. And basically I got 6 panels left, so they match exactly the width. I'll just miss the front facing tops on the walls, but that's not a problem because that should be above ground. Anyway, I'm doing this right now so that we can pull the net and do everything all at once, so everything is finished. Alrighty. I'm doing the front of the garage last because I believe this is the least critical to the thermal isolation of the whole building, because the garage is not heated. It won't have any, so it doesn't have any thermal isolation on the floor. We basically want to use the heat from the ground, which is around 8 degrees or 4-8, some positive temperature, a couple or a meter down or 2 meters down, something like that. So we're gonna isolate the exterior of the garage to let the heat radiate from below, just to warm up the garage in the winter a little bit. But besides that, there won't be any thermal loss because this is not heated, but will isolate it from the outside anyway. So the garage is the least critical part of the whole building to get thermally isolated on the foundation. That's why I left it for last. That's why there can be gaps and holes and whatever. Just do your best with what we got and not stress too much about the little stuff, right? I tell you it's 2 degrees Celsius outside. I'm just working so hard, I'm pretty warm, just a sweatshirt, t-shirt. Yeah, must be crazy, right? So I've got all the pieces set on the whole house, including the garage now. You can see there are 2 sections missing. Basically that's a panel cut in half. Unfortunately, when I calculated these, I came up with 144 panels, and the guy sent me 140, and I figured out, okay, I'll cut the last ones in sections to fill up the garage door. That would work fine if I wouldn't make a mistake due to my not knowing better that when the producer specifies these are 60 centimeters wide. Let's just take a look. Here I got a piece cut off. You can see that it's got this and this on both sides. So when the manufacturer specifies 60 centimeters wide, they mean 60 centimeters from here up to here, so the total width. But when you put these together, so when this slides in, they are actually 58.5. So when I was calculating, I assumed it's 60 centimeters. So along the 100 something panels, basically there's like 2 meters missing. And of course I had some cut-offs and like in the corners I counted them as whole panels just to have some overlap or to have some extra, right? But the extra wasn't enough to compensate for 2 meters of panels. That's basically almost 3 and a bit of panels, and I'm missing one. So yeah, it's Sunday, I have nowhere to get more panels today, and I just want to get this done. So I think this is perfectly fine because we're going to backfill to the level of the garage door. But yeah, I'm happy to be finished with gluing on the styrofoam, the XPS, and I'll get to the glue now and the nets. I want to do the whole house first layer at least, so that on Monday we can get straight to work. Alright, I'll catch you soon. It's getting pretty dark now and the air begins to feel really frosty. So, come on camera, you can focus here. So I just want to show you how much I got done. I've put the net on basically, this is the corner of the workshop behind the house. I've put the first layer of net up on here. I also put the first layer of the net in this corner. In the beginning of the day, you can see it's almost dry, except for the corner where there was no sun, it was in the shade. So hopefully this will be dry tomorrow. That has a first layer. All of this back of the house has a first layer, right? And now the side of the house over here. Side has supposedly 2 layers because Pavel did a second layer on this one. So this side has 2 layers. The east side. And now I put the second layer on the front of the house because this side is the darkest, it gets the littlest sunlight. So I put the second layer on here intentionally before doing that side of the garage because this will dry the slowest. And I started doing the second layer here in this little cove. I got the side of the house up to the corner, and then this part has only one layer, and then this part has no layers. And hopefully the guys tomorrow morning will start on the side of the forest, this and the second layer over here. And when I get here tomorrow, I'll bring some black stuff and start painting the front of the house and the side of the house that has 2 layers already. And in the meantime, hopefully the guys will be putting on a second layer on the places where the first layer is already now, so that we can somehow overlap each other's work. And hopefully by the end of Tuesday, all of the house will have 2 layers of black stuff painted on and dry, so that the best weather, we can take the full advantage of the best weather. Right, I'm gonna remove these boards and spray the little cracks with some spray foam, so it's prepped for the net tomorrow. And yeah, and then it's going to be time to go home. It's Sunday. We have a planned visit to some friends today, so I better get home and change out of these dirty clothes. It's too dark to film anymore, guys, sorry. I'll just finish this quickly up. Thank you guys very much for watching this episode, and see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.